Hello everyone, this is Sterling, and all I need is a few minutes to talk about this is like a Q&A. Deyjah Harris posted on her story. Deyjah Harris, who is the daughter of T.I., who is a rapper, businessman, he does different things, and her mother is Miss Nico. So somebody asked her question and then she responded to it. So I'm not sure if this person maybe was being nosy, or maybe this person is in the same situation that she was in, probably wanted to know why she does it, how did she overcome it, how, probably different basics, different things. I'm not sure, but she answered the question, and this was about her being a cutter. There's no other way to put it. And this was what was the purpose in making those cuts on you? Not trying to be rude. So said laughing. Okay, so better way to ask this question would be, if you're comfortable speaking about it, would you mind sharing what harming yourself did solve for you? I don't know, child, but you know me. I'm open and transparent, but you ask. So around 11 to 15, I think that back then I was doing it because I was sad and numb in a way. However, around 17, so after Auntie Precious passed, that's when it kind of changed. It got worse. I do it because I have a lot of anger to release. Basically, laugh out loud. It's like, I can't explain. I want to be honest, but I don't want people to look at me and say, oh my God, she needs help, or try to give me sympathy, because I don't need it. The short answer will be because it's a way for me to release anger, or sometimes I'm numb. So I do it just to feel something. So that's what she said. So what Deyjah shared, this is something, if you don't know, many, especially the young girls, I don't say boys don't do this, but I have seen many young girls doing this, not the actual act, but the aftermath. And then they have it all on their arms, and what's, I don't know if it shocked me, or I guess it shocked me, because many of the girls that I saw doing this was in church. So that had pushed me to talk to my girls about this. So what she's doing, or did, I'm not sure, she still does it, I'm not sure, but many, many girls do this. And this is like a coping mechanism, but is a negative coping mechanism, because it's, in a sense, something painful. You know, you probably, some people don't want to deal with pain, but then some people don't know how to deal with pain. And some people deal, as she say, she was numb, so she does it so she could feel something. So for whatever pain that numbed her, she is doing stuff. This is my opinion. She's doing stuff to cause more pain, more than that pain that made her numb. And the thing is, all this does is make you accustomed to pain. And there's a point that's going to come, what you're doing to cope with that pain, so that you can feel something is no longer going to work. So you're going to have to heighten whatever activity that you're doing. And sometimes we as parents, when our children, get into these negative coping mechanisms, that whether they're cutters, smokers, drinkers, eating a lot, having sexual relations, sometimes if we were paying attention, sometimes we don't. It would have just taken a day, a few days, a few weeks, a few months, sitting down and talking to them, sitting down and spending time with them. Maybe something happened that they didn't understand, they couldn't process, sitting down, praying for them, if that's what you do. But sometimes we don't have time. Sometimes we think, oh, they're strong. Some kids are strong, but some kids are not. And then they don't know how to process whatever happened that they don't understand, or they want to know they have a lot of questions, and then all these questions may cause pain to them, may cause confusion, and then they need to cope with the confusion, to cope with the pain, and then they with a child, if they don't have nobody to speak to, they just, and they're impressionable. Somebody, so they heard somebody, hey, I do this to, to make me feel better. I do this to make me feel better. And what you think they're gonna do? They're gonna do what that person said, because they don't have any other guidance telling them otherwise. So they indulge, they get into these negative coping mechanisms, because we as parents don't spend the time to speak to our children when certain stuff happen to them, when certain stuff happen in the family, when certain stuff happen to their friends. We don't take that time to sit as long as it takes, because sometimes it's not a one-time conversation. Sometimes we have to continuously talk to our children. And yes, they won't be 100% okay, but at least it's certain stuff they probably will not get into, or will not dive deep into it, if we have taken the time and speak to them. And sometimes when you are engaging in these negative coping mechanisms, you need to understand why. Why am I doing this? What you have to ask yourself certain questions. You have to ask your child certain questions too. What happened to you that makes you engage in these negative coping mechanisms, with these negative things? Because all you just want to cope. You just want to feel better, and that's sometimes is by any means necessary. So what happened to you to think that this is the way that's going to make me feel better, or that's going to make me at peace, or able to overcome this? So we have questions to ask ourselves, but sometimes these kids don't have that. Their thinking is not that advanced to think that way. That's why we have to be involved in in every aspect of our children's life. Even if they don't put you in it, get in their lives, because you don't know what they're going through. And even though I call it negative coping mechanism, that's I don't know, like a clinical term. I'm not sure, but even though that's what it's called, but it's a root. You have to find the root, and that's why I say you have to ask certain questions, because you need to uproot it. You have to uproot it, not stop it, because sometimes you may say you stop, but you stop doing that, and then you just transfer it to something else that's negative, because you never uprooted it. You never dig down to the roots to find out why you were doing certain stuff. And then certain stuff is a spirit behind it, because I'm going to call it as it is. So not only you have to dig deep and find out why and what happened, you need to be delivered. If you're a Christian, you need to be delivered. You need to have prayers said over you. You have to do certain confessions, so you could take that hold off of you. Because if you don't, it's just going to escalate. It's going to escalate to negative and negative and negative, because it's something deep down you didn't deal with, because it's something you trying to feel. It's something that you don't want to feel, or you don't want to deal with, or it's too painful to deal with, or you don't know how to do it. It's different aspects, but it needs to be uprooted. It needs to be uprooted. And that's why sometimes we don't get the help that we need. We just stop doing it. Maybe it's not doing anything for us anymore, or somebody had a hard conversation with us or whatever, and we may stop doing that, but then we transfer it to something else, because we never uprooted. We never went to the roots to uproot it. And many times children, young people, older people still be doing stuff like this, do things like that. It's a cry for help. It's a cry for help. And sometimes there's nobody listening. They're crying out for help. And that's how they know to try to get somebody's attention. But are we paying attention? Anyway, that's all I had to say in this situation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.